It's Monday morning and I've just checked this weekend's orders and I have to say that they are pretty low. It seems to have been a fairly quiet weekend, especially given the time of year. I had expected by this time of the year that things would be really starting to take off, but orders certainly don't seem to be reflecting where they were last year. At least that's my gut feel. I haven't done any hard analysis on it, but that's certainly my gut feel. I've got just 4 orders on Bricklink over the weekend, which is really low for Bricklink. Now, Brickowl has been really quiet for quite some time. But there are 7 orders on Brickowl, which doesn't seem so bad for there. I have got a decent amount of orders, and I want to say about 8 or so on eBay. And eBay really seems to be one of the better places for me at the moment. So it's not a terrible weekend, but the number of Bricklink orders is the most concerning thing. It really seems to have dropped away and to only get 4 orders, and they're not massive value either. But it is what it is. I'm going to go and get them picked now, and then I'm going to concentrate on just doing what we do, get more and more items into the store, and try and get a bit of attention and a few more things moving. So here's something that I don't sell very often intentionally, because I don't really keep them in this form normally, but I have 2 of the dimensions packs here complete in bags, and I sold them as used sets. This was just something I tried before, and I know that the Doc Brown figure is a decent priced figure, but I thought I'd get more as a set. And anyway, I did it that way. I sold these 2, both going to the US, so good to see them moving. Just finished parting out and putting away 5 of Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, and I'm just about to get this uploaded to the store. It's actually 2,318 parts for a value of just over £350, and that's actually short of a couple of minifigs because they've already sold on eBay, and that's going to take the store inventory up to around 324,000 parts. So quite pleased with that. Couple more sets still to part out as well, which is going to push that number up even higher, but yeah, I'm going to get on and get this uploaded. Another delivery in today, and this has come in the original Lego carton inside another box, and let's just see what we've got in here. Harry Potter, as we can see, and it is the I think it's the Harry Potter Hogsmeade. This is 76388. 3 of these, and they're actually a really nice big set, and these weren't a bad price at all. I think that I want to say they were about 40 pounds or just over, and some really good minifigs in there, which I'm gonna get listed straight away. It's a really nice little set actually that would be quite cool to build, but I need to stop thinking about that and just get them parted out. Here's a nice order going out for brick separators. There are 85 orange brick separators going out here, and also one of the dark turquoise and one of the black larger brick separators. And that's always great to clear out because they just mount up, and people don't tend to buy them very often as a single item. But what I find is that when you have amassed quite a lot of them, they do tend to sell in one go, and I think they're mostly for people who are doing what are they called, the great ball contraptions, and they create these modules within those that help direct the ball along. At least that's what I suspect they do. It could just be that they are reselling these or something. I have no idea, but great to see them moving out the store anyway. It's Tuesday the 19th of October, and yesterday I said that things were pretty quiet, and in fact after saying that, we did get 3-4 more orders in yesterday that were reasonable value, so it wasn't so bad in the end. Today we've got 7 orders on Bricklink, we've got 3 on Brickowl, and we have got 4 items to post on eBay. So that's what's heading out today. So maybe not so bad for a Tuesday. So I'm still monitoring things, and we'll see how things progress over the month. I'm just spending a bit of time sorting out some used 2x plates, so I'm just sorting them into the various sizes first, and then I will just count them into colours, and then I will add them into Brickstore. So I'm just going through, starting to add some used parts into there. I'll build up a file over the day, and then we'll just upload them all to Bricklink later today, or whenever I'm finished with this batch of used parts. There's lots and lots to add, so lots to keep me busy, but I tend to do this in just an hour or two sort of stints, just to change up what I'm doing each day. So I'll do this for an hour or two, and then I'll switch to something else. So it is Thursday the 21st of October, and we've got just 4 orders today on Bricklink for a total of £145. But what's really nice about this is that that's in just 15 lots. So the biggest order there for £77 was 2 lots, and that was just great. One of the items in there is for a 2x3 white plate, and they bought almost 400 of them, and I had a look, and I was the only store in the UK with that quantity. I think everybody else had around 200 maybe, or some had 200. Most had much less, but they obviously came to me because I had the most. It is another business that's bought them, so they're probably going to get them printed up. But again, this just shows you that you know, it's worth having things in bulk, because they do all go in one go occasionally, and I also have to say that mine were by far not the cheapest. So I got a good price per part for them going out en masse. And the other thing that they bought was lots of the sort of white 5-petal flowers as well. So a couple of reasonable orders there. I'm going to go and get them packed, and then I am going to be putting away 3 of the Harry Potter Hogsmeade sets. So got them all parted out here. Lots and lots of cups as usual, taking up lots of desk space and creating a real mess. But going to get them put away and put into the store this morning as well. Just received this delivery from Amazon, just a pretty small box here, and all it is 4 of 75280, the 501st Legion Clone Troopers. I've resisted buying these in the past when they've been around the 21-20 pound mark, something like this, but these were about 18.50, 18.75 maybe on Amazon yesterday, and limited to 4. But I thought I'd pick them up mostly for the minifigures. Had to turn down 4 minifigures and 2 droids at that price, and yeah, I just thought they're going to appeal to army builders, and I know there's probably a ton of people selling them out there, but I thought it just adds a bit of variety both to eBay and to the store. So yeah, gonna get these parted out right now, courtesy of my little helper, and get them into the store. Someone asked me a question recently about what kind of information I put on international packages, and I'm just filling in an order's postage onto Click and Drop, which is the Royal Mail platform that I use for all of my postage, and this is a small parcel and it's going off to Switzerland, and I'm just putting in customs information here. So I'm just putting for a customs description, I just put Lego parts, and I know that I just have that as a default. So within Click and Drop you can add default information, so I just have Lego parts as a default, and I very rarely, if ever, change it. This is the customs code that I use constantly, and this is for something like plastic construction toys or something like that. It's going to be using a CN22 customs form, which is relevant for anything that is under a certain limit, which I think is about £180, but you need to check that. I rarely send anything that's more valuable than that. I do tend to put the invoice number and the invoice date in here, so I'm going to do that in a second, just to save me transferring over to the order and doing that now. And there is another piece of information that I have configured in the system, which is called an EORI number, which is unique to every seller. You need to register for that number, and I have that stored in the system, and that will print out on my shipping label. So you should have an EORI number on there as well. And of course, if you're selling into the EU for VAT purposes, you should enter an IOSS number. Now I'm, in this case, sending to Switzerland, which doesn't need an IOSS number because they're not in the EU. But if this was Germany, France, etc., then you'd need an IOSS number for the marketplace that you're selling from. So if that's Brickowl, they'll have their own IOSS number that they'll tell you to use, and the same for Bricklink. So hopefully that helps you with the information that I populate onto my forms. If not, drop another line in the comments of the video, and I'll get back to you. Just uploading the Hogsmeade Village Visit sets that I received and parted out recently, and just about to get them into the store. But somebody on the channel asked me a question about pricing and whether I priced at the average 6 months or at the current inventory selling, etc., because they're looking into starting a store. And to be honest, I don't think there's a really straightforward, easy answer. Well, there is an easy answer, and the easy answer is probably that most people go for the average 6 month sales because they're proven sales, historic value. There are some issues with that because depending on the part, the part might have high value when it first goes on sale and may sell through pretty well at good prices, but as they become more and more availability of that part, the price is going to drop. And the reason I said that there's no easy answer is because I think this comes very much down to different people's strategies on how they want to price things, and there's all sorts of factors play into that. For instance, how much stock do you have of a given part? What's your lot count? You know, are you getting a lot of traffic, or do you need to sort of, you know, draw attention by going in cheap and trying to generate some sales in that way? I find that with a lot of new sellers, there's a real tendency to go for a race to the bottom approach on pricing, where they just try and undercut everybody. And I don't think that's a particularly healthy approach for anybody. You might start to see sales for yourself, but you won't be seeing much profit in those because you'll be selling them lots cheaper than everybody else. The chances are, if you haven't got a lot of inventory and a lot of lots, that they're not going to be buying many other things with those cheap items that you're selling. Whereas if you have a much bigger inventory and a much wider number of lots, then you can quite often demand higher prices because people are going to get more of what they need from your store, and often they don't really care as much about the price as the ability to get everything from one location and save on shipping, etc. So you really need to think about the strategies that you want to put in place. Some people might go with a 6 months average minus a given percentage that they feel comfortable with. Others, I've seen people who will have a price high and keep this store on sale constantly, so they kind of manage the discount by changing the percentage of the sale that's on at any one point in time. There's lots and lots of different approaches, and you need to think about how you want to approach it and what is going to work best for you. So I'm sorry that it's not really a clear-cut answer. If you just want to pick something to go with, then probably just go with the 6 months average sales. But you know, you might also want to look at individual parts within what you're selling. So for instance, I'd mark all of these at my normal sort of price ratio, but then there are some specific things in here, like these tiles, for instance, that I might want to price individually. Now, I don't want to go through and price every item individually, just because it's such a time-consuming activity to look at the current prices for every single item and go through them all one by one. It just takes way too much time that I just don't have time for. I think I'm better placed using my time elsewhere. So I go with a formula that I use, and then I'll price certain things individually. Few bonus orders coming in this afternoon, and this is the latest one for 143 of these 2x2 dark green bricks here, and the customer wants them pretty quickly. I'd be interested to know what they're making with such a lot of these, but another bulk purchase of one of my lots wiping me out on these entirely, but that's what it's all about. So thanks for the order. Well, I'm just doing another quick upload of the Clone Trooper sets that I bought recently. It's just going to add just over another 1,000 parts, and that's going to take me currently sat at 323,000. So it's going to take me around the 325 mark, which is the highest ever inventory I've had. Got a file of used parts to upload possibly later today as well, so that'll add even more inventory as well. So yeah, it's just a continuous cycle of getting parts into the store, keeping the inventory high, growing the lots now over 8,600 lots currently, and I really want to get that increased through introducing more and more used lots, and hopefully that attracts more and more customers and more sales.